Sinoyolo Sifo is a pharmacist by profession. In 2013, he completed his B.Pharm degree at the Nelson Mandela University in Port Elizabeth. Now, fast forward to 2021, where he's dominating Instagram with his page called Sifo the Cooking Husband, where he expresses his creativity in the kitchen by sharing easy recipes, cooking advice for husbands, and developing recipes for well-known brands. He joins us now this morning to share more on his career. Sifo, a very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning to you, Cynthia, and the viewers. Thanks a lot for having me on your show.
It's such a pleasure having you join us this morning, Sino. I'm particularly interested in the recipes for husbands in particular.
Then you're in the right place.
Right. Now, when did this cooking journey begin for you?
So, Cynthia, and cooking journey, I think coming up and growing in such a large family which loved and enjoyed cooking. My father used to own butcheries, farm, and some garden. So food was always something there that we actually enjoy. So I guess that's the spark. And then going to varsity and realizing that, you know what, there's no one to cook for me. I need to sharpen up my skills. So exploring with new recipes, but definitely the budget was not there to take it up to the upscale. So it was there. And then when I finished varsity, I would cook in different occasions, and people would actually enjoy the food. And I wouldn't take that into account that, you know what, you can cook. And then up until my wife pushed me, you know what, you have a passion in this, you're good at it, and go for it. And last year we decided to open Sifo the Cooking Husband, which is the Instagram and Facebook page, and it just blew up with surprise. So yeah, that's in a nutshell.
And your father having owned a chain of butcheries, was that somehow paving this cooking journey for you decided to embark on?
I think definitely, because if you look at my page, I'm big on meat. I even have this term called Inyamarians, which is people that enjoy meat. So I think that actually did influence me a lot in terms of knowing the cuts, how to treat different types of meat and all that stuff. So definitely it did play a big role. So I would say I'm not quite knowledgeable when it comes to that. So yeah. Okay. Big ups to my dad for that.
Yes, and typically, what kind of food do you like preparing?
So basically, I like to keep it as simple as possible. Okay. So if you go to my page, you understand that's the motto of Sifo the Cooking Husband. You want to spend minimum time in the kitchen, but create something very delicious. So you look at your healthy stuff, in between meals, things like you can good for snacking, your hot and homely meals. So those are the kind, it's a variety. I even try to experiment with some of the sweet stuff, though it's not my strong point, but yeah, it's everything, but it must be very minimal time spent in the kitchen. I don't like also standing so much in the kitchen, though I like cooking, but yeah, I try to make sure that the recipes are simple and straightforward and delicious. That's the key.
That makes the two of us, because you know what they say about the heat in the kitchen. If it's too much, just get the hell out of the kitchen. Now, what type of food is popular on your Instagram page and generally gets a whole lot of likes?
So we'll go with meat. Anything with meat. I think at some point we were discussing with my wife, and she was like, you see, when you cook meat, people really enjoy it. So anything that has meat, it might be your curries, your stews, fry, grills. So that usually gets more attention. So that's why I came with the term Nyamare. Not that I created the term, but I just feel like people vibe with it, the Nyamarian terms. So yeah.
And what type of, you've worked with quite a few brands as a food developer. Tell us what a food developer does.
So basically, in my simple terms, not in any Google translation, I believe a recipe developer is a person that takes an existing recipe that has been there and gives it his or her own twist. So that's simple as you can go. To make an example, it's like someone created Sam long time ago, but people have been cooking it. So someone decided, you know what, let me add powdered milk to it. Now it's creamy. Let me add mushrooms to it. Let me add cream. Let me add cheese. So that's what a recipe developer, you look at the recipe that has been there and you say, you know what, in Sifo's way, I can maybe tilt this way, add this and there, and then that's how you come up with the term recipe developer.
Okay, so basically a recipe developer is one who tries this and that and see what works.
Yeah, good
Okay.
explorer. I'm a big explorer. So when I see ingredients, I'm like, I want to try this, but in my own way.
Okay. And who usually asks for your cooking advice? Is it normally men or women?
Mostly it's females, but let's try and improve that. But most of the people that come to me, it's the females. So gents, you must go to Sifo the Cooking Husband, and come on, man, let's create this new movement.
And more especially because it's created for husbands, eh? Now,
Yes,
Sifo's
yes.
family cookbook. What kind of recipes are in this book, Sifo's family cookbook?
So the family cookbook, it's a cool project we did with McCain, and I jumped in it when they came with this campaign. It's a cookbook that we created so to encourage people to create their own family recipes and get the book printed, so that way you can keep it for future generations. So unfortunately, that book is not for sale. It was just a campaign that was there, so to encourage people to also go on McCain's site to create their own family cookbook. But however, I think the last question I'll try when we're wrapping up. There's a surprise coming for the people.
I love surprises. Now,
What surprise is that? So I think you guys were the first one sharing this on the platform and everywhere. So it's the first time I'm actually sharing it.
wow.
Stay tuned. Sifo the Cooking Husband is currently working on a cookbook, finally. That has
Okay.
been my dream come true. And we're actually working on the real cookbook. It should be dropping by sometime next year. So stay tuned. It's going to be really exciting.
Great stuff, man.
Yeah, that's the announcement.
Great stuff, man. You mentioned earlier that you are a simple cook, or you you prefer the simpler recipes. So are the recipes easy for the first-time cooks to navigate through?
Very easy, very easy. And usually when people get stuck trying to do my recipes, they will drop a DM and I'll try to respond immediately if I'm not that busy. But most of the time, people find that they are very simple and easy. I usually get a lot of DMs saying, you know what, I tried this recipe, it was so easy. And I try to make sure that it's minimal ingredients. As you know, that the cost of living is also hectic. So we need to try to create simple things that each and every person can try and experiment, and using less and cheaper recipes. So,
Now, Sifo, I know that your wife is watching right now, and I'm going to put you on the spotlight. So who is the better cook at home? Is it you or your wife?
It's not a competition. I always answer this.
I knew it. I knew it.
It's not a competition. My wife is a great cook. I love her. And if you know the story of, she's the one who stole my heart with food. Because her mom can be listening.
Right.
She used to create dishes for me, especially Sunday meals, bring it in a little container. And I mean, she won my heart. So yeah, it's not a competition though. She cooks amazing food.
I like how you played it safe, hey? All right, Sino, lovely chatting to you, man. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. And thanks to everyone who tuned in. Thanks a lot.
We just spoke to Sinoyolo Sifo, better known as Sifo the Cooking Husband, on his book and way to improve your skills in the kitchen.